Yo, and we're live again. Welcome back.
One
The
more
final E3 live stream. And then we
conference.
go back to regular podcast schedule. Oh my god, I'm gonna die tonight because I'm doing 2 podcasts. Awesome. So, I mean,
What do you
everyone-
mean we did two? What?
What?
What do you mean you got 2 podcasts to do tonight? What?
That's the reason we're going.
This ain't gonna be podcast length. I don't believe that. Nintendo did a good job, but
It's a podcast. Look, podcasts don't have time.
Nah, you should go back to work. Pull a 12-hour shift.
Whatever. We're doing a Nintendo. We're in the short but sweet.
Okay.
All right. Does that frame it better for you, sir?
No, but it's all right. We'll figure it out.
Whatever. Anyway,
man. All right. So everybody that was not here at around noon Eastern, we got the Nintendo E3 press conference. There were some expectations going in, and actually going on right now while we're recording this is the Smash Invitational. So you're getting the actual first competitive gameplay look of Super Smash Brothers on screen, and yeah, it's a thing. That's gonna take a lot more time for people. Pay attention to Smash Bros. They've been going crazy on Twitter if you want to know what's going on specifically with Smash, but we already knew Smash was going to be at the show coming in, so let's talk first, just like Nintendo did, about everything else.
Sorry, can you repeat that, because something just froze on my end and I don't know why.
Oh, I was going to say currently the Smash Invitational is going on. If anybody cares about it, watch people in the Smash community. They're going to be talking about this for a while, but much like Nintendo did, let's leave Smash for the end and talk about everything else.
No, okay. So I didn't see the pref.
You cut out for me, Black. It got very quiet. I can't hear you, Black, if you're talking. Yeah.
I was at work at the moment for some reason. I'm not sure. So if I break,
okay, you're back. You're back.
And
you're gone again. You're gone again. Ah! Black.
Seriously, Windows is picking a hell of a time to do an update.
What's going on? Okay,
I don't even know what the hell is going on.
You're back again.
Yeah, no, I it's so weird because it's like my computer is just freezing randomly.
Yeah.
And I don't have anything open but this.
See, y'all thought it was our fault. Nintendo hates us, guys.
Yeah, apparently Nintendo doesn't want us to talk about this. So, fuck you, Nintendo.
But let's just jump right into it. Noon. They started off with a mech game. Found out it's being made by a couple of the developers of Armored Core. I forget who else. But they are looking to make the best mech game ever. And it is called Daemon X Machina. And it looks really cool. Cel-shaded style, high action, anime as fuck. Still kind of feeling for my peoples that want an Armored Core, but it looks like a good substitute. It looks like something to tide you over. So that's how they opened up the show. Showing off something completely new. Then they moved immediately into DLC for Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I don't know how much of a Xenoblade person you are. The game is fun to watch. I've never gotten into them specifically. They're one of those Japanese games that seem really long, but when you're into them, you're super deep into them. But yeah, that's Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torna Golden Country. Then Nintendo tweeted out, and then this is where they started talking about Pokemon briefly. They tweeted out that every one of the new Pokeball Plus for the new Pokemon game is going to come with Mew. So again, if you want Mew in a Pokemon game, you have your way, buy their stuff. And we also got the announcement of a new Mario Party game coming out on October 5th. Big thing I would say to anybody that's interested is my big question right now is, does it have online multiplayer? Ultimately, that was the previous problem. The previous problem for Super Mario Party was that it was always couch co-op. And while it's really fun, a lot of my friends live literally in either other countries around the world and or other states opposite of the country, be it horizontally or vertically. And so, yeah, I was having problems with that. Hopefully it has online multiplayer. If not, then that would be where we have a little bit of a problem.
I can't imagine it's not going to have multiplayer. By the way, fuck you, Microsoft. I think I know what's happening with my computer, and I'm really pissed at Microsoft. I think they're doing background upgrades.
What I would say to you no reason. I believe it would be the first one with online multiplayer, if that's the case. And I think they would have touted that. All the stuff they showed is more of the Switch, sit next to your friends, and some of that stuff was cool, like the interactivity of tablets, but ultimately it wasn't the... I just want to know if it has online multiplayer so I can play with my friends.
I'm sure if they don't, although I will say this, well, nah, you guys will probably get on a computer, do Discord. I'm gonna hope, because don't use the Nintendo's chat thing. For the love of God, don't. That shit there is horrible.
All right, so then we got a new Fire Emblem game announced. A little bit of gameplay showed off for that. That's another cool thing. Fire Emblem is a game I haven't played since like the Game Boy Advance. It's been a really long time, but they always look interesting. Maybe this is the game where I go ahead and give another look, see at it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, so far what you described and so far what I've read that they showed seems like it's cool stuff that if you're a Nintendo fan, you're good to invest in. So far so good. Continue.
We got a sequel to Overcooked, which is it's a cool game.
I need to play that game.
That comes out August 7th, and it will have local and online co-op, which is what makes me wonder about Mario Party even more. Like, they're announcing it for other games, but they didn't specifically say for Mario Party.
Yeah.
So I guess that's what
I have to assume Mario Party is going to have to go there. I have to assume at this point in Nintendo's lifespan that games that they know multiple people can play have to have some type of online component. They can't get away with that.
They did it with the last Mario Party. Like, that's the only
I know they got smashed for that too.
I don't. If it's not one of their big multiplayer titles, I don't think that they're gonna care. I don't think they're gonna care. Hollow Knight is coming to the Nintendo Switch as of today. So all the Hollow Knight fans, this has again been a great Metroidvania style game. Kind of like the way I heard it, a lot of people compare it is Ori and the Blind Forest kind of meets a Dark Souls like game. And that's really dope. Then you had the announcement. I believe this was like announced kind of beforehand, but Killer Queen Black is gonna have 4v4 multiplayer that you'll be able to play on Switch, and that's coming out later this year. And then the actual second half of the conference, which was everything everybody cared about, which was Smash. There was no new Animal Crossing. No like Harvest Moon. Nothing to, I think, pay homage really way back to a lot of Nintendo fans. They did mention the Star Fox game with Ubisoft, as well as the Rabbids game. Both of those were mentioned, but they definitely kind of came out saying like, yo, this is the big one. Like, this is going to be Smash's time to shine. This is going to be Smash's time to shine. And so we get it. So do you want me just to jump into the major... How How concise do you want me to make the Smash conversation?
Be as concise as you want, because I'm not going to have a lot. I guess until you tell me, I'm not going to have a lot to say. Being that I'm the one of the two of us that's not a Smash person.
We'll hit the highlights. I'm not the biggest Smash person. My brother is.
Well, the reason I say I'm not a Smash person is because I've never played Smash. Yes, I know.
Oh God, I mean that just shows me how old you are.
No, because I had an N64. That's the funny part.
Oh, so you just have trash taste. Got it. Speaking for you, internet. Look, don't hate me. Hate black. But going into it, Smash 4, or as we now, or Smash Switch, as we now know it, Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, which is a fitting name. The first way they started off was they just started talking about the game, and they ultimately build to the character roster, which is kind of what everybody's been looking for. It's the big question always in every Smash game: who will or won't they have? And they basically came out and confirmed today that, and putting every other fighting game kind of to shame, that there's going to be 66 playable characters in this game.
Or I guess to be more precise, everybody
that has ever been in a Smash game ever is in this. So Snake is back, Sonic's back, Roy, Marth, Pokemon Trainer, and they've kind of made changes to some people to make them feel different. Even everything from not just even like up airs or whatever, but everything from final smashes to gameplay tweaks. Samus can now charge her gun and cancel it in air. So that's really cool. Daisy is now a kind of the equivalent of Dark Pit. And Pit, they call them Epsilon characters, I believe. For Peach, she plays a little bit differently, but at the core, she's the same character. And again, it all looked good. It's a Smash game ultimately. All the stages have both a Omega version as well as a Battlefield version. They added a few new stages, and then they announced the new characters coming to the roster, which would be Inkling, which we knew from the trailer, and Ridley from Metroid will be joining the roster. And like I said, if you're watching this now or later, the Smash Invitational is going on, as well as Smash has been pretty big on Twitter currently. So if you have any real questions about the game, either watch gameplay, hit up your favorite Smash player, commentator, whatever, look at their thoughts. But Smash specifically has a release date of December 7th of this year. So
release date too.
And they're the only thing so far. I think there may be one or two other games.
No, there's one game that's pretty much, if you own a Switch and another console, that's gonna get buried.
What?
That would be Just Cause.
No, I think Just Cause would be fine. I think Just Cause and Smash are separate enough markets.
Well, yeah, but if you're a huge Smash fan,
I mean, I don't. To be quite honest, Fortnite was announced for the Twitch. I forgot that happened because I kind of assumed it would already be a thing. Sorry. But ultimately, like, I don't think there's not that many games that you can toss out there that would compete with Smash. Like, I think if you put Fallout 4 up against Smash, you'll probably still be struggling. Only because Smash has some of the most, what's the polite way to say this? Dedicated fans out there. And that was in Sales Conference. And that's why I didn't, like, at the start I was kind of saying there's not that's why I was saying that it wasn't going to be ridiculously long, because of the fact that just straight up there wasn't a whole lot shown, but they hit kind of a lot of the bigger things. You got some information about Pokemon, you got some information about a few other games, but they spent most of the time on Smash, and they spent most of the time talking about characters that we or viewers cared about, which is the important thing.
Yeah, when I saw the Smash thing, I thought that was very, very cool. I like the idea that they're just going to put everybody in there. I feel like this is Nintendo's answer of, well, now that we have a system that we think we can keep on stage for a good 4 to 5 years, if not longer, because people are it's well received now from people.
Mm-hmm.
We can just do this big Smash, and we don't have to worry about doing any other Smash games in this generation. Like, this is the Smash game. Whatever Smash you want, you get out of this.
That's kind of how Nintendo have always. This Smash, though, even more so than others.
Yeah.
Like, it's one thing jokingly to say, like, hey, before it was always one Smash game, but literally the meme for the game right now is don't ask me for anything. Because for the longest time, people asked for, like, Ridley in the game and a few other things. But straight up, it was kind of shown off. And, like, this game has any and every single thing that you could possibly want as a player of Smash in it. Characters of every version, characters from everything, places, everything brought back for one big Smash game. Which makes me think there's going to be a lot more in the next Smash. They're going to do something more dramatic with it. But that's for speculation for another time. We're just getting into the new lifespan of a Smash game. How do I think it's going to perform? I don't know. I have not had a chance to really sit down with my brother and talk too heavily about it. Since he's going to be the most tangible vein I have to the Smash community. He travels to tournaments, he plays the game competitively, Discord, all that type of stuff. He's into the Smash community. So until I really get a chance to sit down and talk to him about what's being shown and what's really happening, I don't want to start to even speculate on the viability of the game. Beyond that, the event's looking dope. There's commentators. So I'm happy because this is I've been getting into Smash as a fighting game, watching it as a fighting game more recently, and it's dope. It's dope to see this kind of thing because there's so much gameplay and so many different options now. Like, you're talking about a roster at launch of 66 options. I mean, if you want to say 64, it's like ridiculous. Yeah, like, think of all the matchups you could have to know and possible options people could play. You could have an entire tournament, a top 64 bracket where everybody uses a different character. It's not likely, but theoretically you could have that as a thing, which is insane. Most games wouldn't get past like top, like you got to get within top 32 when you're talking like there's still going to be 8 or so repeats, 6 or so repeats. So it's looking really good. As somebody that people might say is like, you're a quote unquote Smash, like, I'm not the biggest Smash dude, but I think they're paying justice to the series.
By the way, I figured out what was fucking up my thing. Fuck you, Google, and your Google Drive sync. That thing had my CPU at 70% capacity.
Hey,
like it sync. That one thing. As soon as I took it off, I'm down to 3.
Let it sync up, bro.
No, it's good. It's good. It's gonna go fuck itself.
Let me sync.
No, it's gonna go fuck itself. Really, like that irritated me. And apologies to anybody listening for the jankiness because of that.
For anybody out there, though, the one thing that I will say about Fortnite, really quickly, Fortnite is once again, or PlayStation's under some fire from Fortnite now, because it was found out when they announced that you could play Fortnite today. If you cannot use your PlayStation 4 account. If you have your account tied to a PlayStation 4, you cannot play the Nintendo Switch version of Fortnite with that account.
Are you serious?
Yeah. You want me to like?
So there you go. But
game.
But
what's his name? Game Over Greggy tweeted it out. Is where I first saw it. But like, he cannot play his Fortnite game. Like, there's a message that will pop up.
So you have to create a new Epic.
So you click on it, right? Go to it. Login failed. This Fortnite account is associated with a platform which does not allow it to operate on Switch. Neither the Fortnite website nor Epic customer service are able to change this. To play Fortnite on Switch, please create a new account.
You have to create a new Epic account
to play on this. And and I want this to be understood. This is only if you have associated it with a PlayStation. Again, PlayStation is the roadblock. This happened before. This is widely known. Microsoft and Xbox are fine with it. Nintendo's fine with it. Everybody else is fine with it. It's PlayStation that is causing the problem here.
I don't think I've ever had to associate with it.
I only know this as well because when I stream Fortnite, I play with viewers, and I cannot have I can play with mobile players and or I can play with Xbox players, but I cannot play with Xbox and PlayStation players at the same time. Or I can't play with like PC can play wherever, but Sony specifically will not allow an Xbox because and it was shown that they can do it. It's purely a button that they have to press.
Okay, I understand why. I mean, it's kind of not pissing me off as much, but I understand why it pisses people off because Sony is a closed platform. They're not doing that shit.
I think the bigger issue is that it's not even like how before Sony kind of used to lie about this type of shit. If that makes sense, like Sony used to be like it's not possible. You know, like how Sony used to not like, oh yeah, crossplay is not possible or too difficult or whatever, right? Like that used to be the thing. If that makes sense.
I don't ever recall them saying not possible. I feel like the narrative is always like we're not. I don't think it was not possible. I honestly think Sony has always been like, yeah, we're not interested.
See, and again,
at least not in other consoles because they're interested in cross-platforming with PC. They don't have an issue with that. They just don't want to cross-play with the competition. That's all.
And I think it kind of goes back to when people realize that it's not just it's the idea of like it's a button press away. Sony is just like the kid that has the basketball and just saying, hey, I'm not playing with that kid. When everybody else is like, literally everybody else is like, well, we can play to whatever. And I think it's gonna happen that way until it gets to a point where like Epic's not gonna do it because PlayStation's such a big platform. But until somebody's big enough to say, well, if you don't want to partner with it, then y'all can just keep your community closed off to themselves, and we'll deal with the other.
And that's not going to happen. That's the thing. It's not going to happen because as long as Sony is making the money that they do off their platform, no, nobody's ever going to do that. The thing is, do I think it's a dick move? Sure. But I also partially understand why they do the dick move, even though I would never do that dick move. Because let's be honest, when Sony put that idea out there, Microsoft wasn't with it. Microsoft was happy to smash their heads in. Now all of a sudden everybody wants to play along and like that's just say like so I partially understand why Sony is being like, well, nah, you fucking brushed us off, but and now everybody's want to come down on us.
But my issue becomes like this thing
Sony's always been like we're more about being closed anyway because it's a Japanese company.
When did they offer?
Just like Nintendo. Nintendo doesn't want this.
When did they offer? I don't think Nintendo cares. It's Fortnite. Like
I'm trying to remember. It wasn't an offer, but Sony made a.
I don't believe that.
It wasn't that Sony made an offer. Somebody actually approached Microsoft during last generation, and Microsoft said they would never do it.
Oh, I mean, but that's the thing is like,
and that's what I'm saying. Sony probably is like, okay, now it's our time to be that people to publicly say.
Disagree.
I honestly think that's what Sony's doing, and I think Sony
because at this point,
I think it's part of that. But I think because honestly, if Sony didn't want to say it, they would have never said it.
But
they would have just gave some. Well, we'll see because they gave and the answer that Sony gave in the beginning of this generation has always been it's a question of security with us. They never said
they didn't say
never want to do this. They were saying it's a question of security. They give the bullshit answer. Yes, they're lying. But their lie is a lot different than what you're saying. They never said it's not possible.
What I'm saying is like they didn't even lie about it. They were not going to address it until somebody fucked up and showed that somebody was just not doing it.
And again, their answer is it's a question of security. Take that how you want. It's bullshit, sure.
I feel like Sony wouldn't miss out on the good press though, because they didn't do it before. Like the pettiness that Sony showed at the beginning of the generation.
I don't think it's a missing out on good press. I just think that they
because they did, like to me they did the same. Like when Xbox had the always online thing, the petty ass videos they put up of being like, "This is how you share games on PlayStation." There's no way Sony's gonna miss out on this whole like gamer goodwill shit because they love to push that marketing. They're not going to miss out by saying,
but do they have to? Why? But what are they missing? Seriously, what are they missing? At the end of the day, it doesn't change how we play games. It's a lot of people. Well, it's a lot of loud people saying we want everybody to play together. But at the end of the day, if it never happens, who's going to be upset? The minority. Let's be.
They're going to be the people. Only the people. Yes, only the people that are going to be
little, small, tiny group is who's going to be. And Sony knows this. Sony knows this. They know there's not enough noise to even make them move the needle on this. So why move the needle? Seriously.
That's my thing is I would have, if Sony was going to take this approach, then they didn't need to comment on like, yo, you can share games on PlayStation that way. Like, it's the idea of like, you want good impressions.
Okay, you would say that, but at the same time,
Sony can turn around and say, hey, look, once again, Sony.
That was something important, because let's remember when Microsoft said this, the speak was, is everybody going to go this way too? So they had reason.
Nah, but
it was petty, but at the same time, they had reason, because speculation was, is this the future of gaming?
But I'm not talking about where they just said like, no, there's no online, always online DRM.
No, I know they did it in a dick way. No, they did it in a dick way. But
no, they said it and then did the video. It's kind of like they were like, here's the thing, here's the kind of just the general answer, and we're still gonna rub it in. Like, just as easily, if they chose to do it, they could come out and say, hey, remember when Xbox said that we weren't going to do it?
But how many times have Xbox rubbed things in their face? How many times have Sega tried to rub shit in Nintendo's face? Everybody,
but that's my issue.
I feel like that.
I don't think
feel like that anymore, because it's not like every day Sony's just. But my thing is, yes, Sony may have done that in the first year, but 5 years after, we don't get that type of talk anymore. All of them don't talk like that anymore. The gaming, like, I think every company realized after that first year where they did all their mistakes and they did their pettiness, they realized, you know what? This whole fucking console war thing is not the,
I think Sony is fully happy because they're winning. They don't care about the.
No, I honestly don't think, because think about Sony's narrative generally during everything. I'm not talking about just between the PS3 era where they were getting their ass kicked. Even when they were like with the PS2, they grew up from the Crash Bandicoot thing. Because at the time Crash Bandicoot came out, that was the thing that companies did. But they moved from that. They stopped doing that. They weren't doing that with the PS2, and they weren't doing that with the PS3. And like, they did this one conference where they did that shit, and that's it.
I don't like. I feel like again, I recognize Xbox did it, so it's fine for them to do it. I didn't like when Xbox did it. I still don't like it now.
But no, it's they had that one conference, while during most of the previous generation, Xbox gloated their asses off. So I don't know why people are super upset at Sony's one big moment of doing
because
that.
I think it's the issue with Fortnite of all games is like it's not even like just like before Call of Duty was a big game, right? Call of Duty, I would argue like Fortnite is at a point that is transcending Call of Duty and all the other stuff. Like, it is at a point where everyone knows about this game. It is literally everywhere.
Okay.
It has destroyed, well, everywhere except Android, but that's it there. Like, my thing is, I don't like the pettiness in the market, period. I'm not gonna.
I don't think it's petty. I don't know why you think it's petty.
It's the idea of, from a business standpoint, like, it goes back to the Microsoft versus Sony conferences. Like, Microsoft versus Sony is the dude that, like, people will look at and be like, yeah, see, like, look what they're doing. And they're like, cool. Like, the nature of Sony has always been, yo, Sony first. 100% Sony first. And a lot of people would say that's because they're winning. Sony doesn't have to do anything else, and they've always done that. And now their narrative is just the loudest because they're winning.
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to tell you why this is not petty when you're done, because it's kind of funny because of who we're talking about and why this is weird to me.
Sony decided to, like, Microsoft, like, I feel like it's just, maybe I'm personally, I've enjoyed Microsoft's tone, where even if it's not 100% true, like, Microsoft has done petty things. Microsoft has still done things to be kind of dicks in certain situations, in a decent number of situations. They have at least not actively. It doesn't feel like they're actively trying to fuck other people over. It doesn't feel that way. There's plenty of stuff in the background. There could be plenty of stuff that could say otherwise. And I get the whole Japanese like company, but that was something that's always been talked about, that the Japanese company doesn't always like, that was another conversation. The Japanese don't always necessarily do the best thing.
I find it weird that you say the best thing, but okay.
Like, I mean, like, they don't always, in the sense of like their business practices for a while were looked as outdated. Nintendo's whole YouTube policy.
That I agree with. People look at their practice. Yeah. No, so why this does not move me is because, one, let's stop acting like because Fortnite is open on Nintendo that we're in some celebratory move. Fortnite is open, but Nintendo's not open to online play. Let's not act like Nintendo is all of a sudden changing over this new leaf and becoming this huge, like, connective company. This one property, they're allowing this one. Do we really think that this is going to be Nintendo's like way of going for now? Do you really think that this is what they're going to do?
But that's the issue. The issue is not like, the idea is, again, it's not that it's Nintendo it's just Nintendo doing the thing.
So the one game
it's more on Sony. Yeah, because it is
it's not because of Sony. It is because of Fortnite. It's because of Fortnite.
Well, that's what, it's the one game.
Everybody just wants that. So basically, what you're saying is Sony turns on Fortnite. Nobody cares about the other stuff. Just turn on Fortnite.
I bet you money people wouldn't give a fuck. Yes, 100%.
So then it's again, that's what I'm saying. I don't mind Sony because you're only telling us to do this with this one game, and I don't necessarily have to do this with that one game because that's not what we're selling our console on. Fortnite, I get it. Fortnite is fucking everybody's darling right now. It's the game that everybody watches on Twitch. It's a game everybody feels like they should be playing right now. I get it. Totally get it. That don't mean that makes a console or that makes the business of gaming, period. So as a gaming company, you do not have to do what people want you to do for Fortnite. And that's why I'm like confused about this.
To me is like, it is the thing to me that if we're going, the issue with it is it talks about the narrative of gaming. Like, Sony is playing is the idea of Sony's like, yeah, I don't care, which Sony's allowed to do. I'm not saying that Sony has to turn it on.
Who's mad? Who's seriously, other than Fortnite people, seriously mad about it?
But that's the issue. Fortnite is the most played game right now. It is the biggest,
which is
game.
Fine.
Like,
so that's why when this is hurting Sony as a company, as a whole. You think that this is going to stop PS4 sales? It's going to slow it down.
PS4 sales have stopped because.
But no, do you think that it's going? This is the reason why they're slowing down. Do you think that this is the impactful thing that's going to make people turn?
No, but I think more things like this can sway public perception.
Yeah, nah, it's not. This is a one-time incident that, again, it's only a big issue because the biggest thing in gaming right now, in people's minds, is something that's closed. I guarantee you, a week from now, this whole we can't play PSP people on Nintendo thing is going to go quiet in the night because Nintendo people don't care. Nintendo people are just glad that they're able to play this game. And ultimately, that's the thing. Microsoft people don't care because they have a big enough ecosystem on their system.
Well, no, Microsoft people,
PC people don't care.
That's the thing is, the only people that are affected are people that are on a Sony platform.
But why are they affected? There's a lot of people who play on Sony.
I cannot play Fortnite on my brother's Switch. I can't touch his Switch to play the game.
Now Now this is where I will address it. Like, it's not about connecting the game. It's about making it so what Sony is doing doesn't affect other platforms, and that's it. That's the only issue. As long as they can like change the algorithm, they
can fix that, it'll be fine.
And that's it. So yeah, it's not a big issue. The whole not letting us connect to you is not the issue. It's just that we just need you to patch this shit. So we won't.
But they won't. Like the way it seems to be set up is it's how.
And see, I don't blame Sony. I blame Epic because Epic should have thought about when they addressed Sony with this. They should have thought about, well, we need to find a way where this account doesn't just be locked under you. Epic could have like pushed for that. There's other games that like I don't see that problem with Uplay. Do you?
I'm trying to think what games have that cross pollination.
I don't see. I'm saying, bro, if there's multi-platform Uplay and you can use your same Uplay account.
I'm trying to think. Can you?
Yes. As far as I know, you can use the same Uplay account.
Because I think that
I use my same Uplay account.
I'm almost 100% they use like different saves. 100% they are like independent of one another.
Well, yeah, the saves are going to be independent because there's different like save structures for each console.
But that's the thing about Fortnite.
Well, and I think
it's not independent. It's not an independent save structure because then you get to a point where you're saying,
I blame Epic. You know, Sony's not going to want to have like this like way where people can back into a master key for them. We've seen the damage that has happened before. Sony's not, and I don't blame them.
Epic, like the thing about Epic, so like the thing with the Epic thing and the way Epic Games work is Epic has a separate launcher. Like the thing is not connected to your PlayStation inherently. Like it doesn't give them access to your PlayStation.
If Epic is secure, then they need to stop emailing because I get an email every 2 hours.
That's because somebody's trying to log into your account.
Yeah, so they're pinging. People are pinging that shit, and why are they pinging this?
People ping everything.
I know, but saying, but part of the reason why they're doing this is because they know they can cross into things, and Sony probably sees that and like,
no.
Yeah, I guarantee you, the reason why people are pinging into this thing all the time is because. Yeah, they want to cross. Like people, of course, they want to. You really don't think nobody wants to shut down fucking Fortnite?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that.
Okay.
As roundabout of a thing, as a roundabout of a way that could happen. Like if you got access to a Fortnite account, and maybe it's just the way I look at it. I don't think that would automatically give you then the access to the like.
Do we know this?
Look at how it's coded.
Do we know this though? That's the thing. Do we know this though? Since they're associating together both accounts, you know, since they're talking to each other.
It's the idea of if you just associate the variable versus like you don't keep the login credentials.
That's what I'm saying. But do we know that's what they're doing?
Not necessarily.
And that's why, like I said, I mean, again, I'm not trying to say that Sony should do this, and I do think that it's dumb that you have to come up with a new account, but at the same time, I just feel like Epic could work out something with
which, in my opinion,
it's not workable. It's not an unworkable thing. So I don't know what's the big deal.
Which, in my opinion. Right, going with that whole conversation. If you're somebody out there and make your own decisions, you can make a new account. Unless PlayStation is your primary platform, I would disconnect the PlayStation and make a new account for PlayStation. If that was the case.
Yeah, and again, be honest. You're gonna play Fortnite whether you can get into your main account now. You're bitching now, but you're gonna play it anyway. Now I would say
I literally 2 days ago I almost uninstalled it because they had like some shit went on that apparently was
but it was like, and that's you. But I guarantee you, the majority of these people who are screaming about this also are going and they're buying game passes and making new accounts.
I disagree. I
guarantee you they're doing that. Because if I really want to play this on the Switch, or if I just really want to be like playing with my Switch people, I'm gonna do it.
I think the reason why I disagree is because what this would be is if, in the case that you're getting this message, it is indicative that you are trying to play Fortnite on multiple platforms.
Okay.
And that would make, like I'm saying, of the two, people are going to disconnect a singular account and have that just have a new account than to make a new account for like 2 other platforms.
Yeah.
If you have an account on your phone, on your PlayStation, say, and then some kid has an account on his phone, PlayStation, and then an account on his and the thing is, I don't even know how you would go about doing that on PlayStation. I don't think, like, I don't know, thinking back to what I know about the Epic launcher, how you would disassociate your Epic account from your PlayStation
Would
account.
have to go to Epic and probably do that.
You would have to probably contact Epic. It wouldn't just be like to go.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You'd have to actually maybe go to Epic and do that. Although I haven't logged in Epic for a while because I don't.
My thing is, it becomes
that's where I don't think it's going to be a problem, because like most of these accounts that we make, we punch them in and we forget.
My thing is, I still say, if the problem, all that needs to be solved is Sony just needs to say, like, hey, you can have other accounts on that you can't play, but sure, you can link other platforms, because it's
and that's why I say I don't think it's Sony. I really think it's Epic, and I think Epic is trying to frame it so they can say no. Because I can't see why Sony would tell Epic, no, you can't have people play stuff that that they associate your database to. Seriously, that fucking makes no sense at all. You're telling me Sony has that much pull on Epic and what they do with their database? The fuck out of here. Epic has more pull than any game company, probably. On the low key, Epic is probably the godfather of gaming because of their engine.
Sony
cannot tell me that they're fucking
because Sony
engine
going back to what we talked about with PUBG. Going back to what we were talking about with PUBG, all Sony will say is like, hey, if you're gonna do that, then just take the game off our platform.
But Sony said they don't want PUBG on there because this shit's janky. That's a different thing.
What I'm saying though is Sony feels in a position to be able to make demands.
They can't make Epic. Come on, dude.
It already works that way. If Epic wanted it so you could, like, it didn't matter.
It don't work that way. I'm telling you, the narrative that Epic is spinning is not that way. I really don't think that they have that type of no. That sounds asinine. When you think about things that Epic can do and how much weight they can pull within, like,
I think that Epic isn't going to pull a game based on their engine, just like they didn't fuck with PUBG. Unless PUBG wants to sue them.
No, they're not going to fuck with PUBG because it's generating them money.
But what I'm saying is they're doing this like PlayStation. They're not going out of their way to try to make PlayStation look bad.
I'm not saying they're going out of their way. I'm just saying that they're just saying that because who's going to not believe Epic at this point? Again, they got the most popular game. They got the most popular engine. PUBG is suing them for making a game like them, and people are mad at PUBG, which, yeah, PUBG is kind of dickish for that, but
they're just wrong.
They're wrong, but it's the Apple Samsung argument. It's like, well,
it's not though.
It is in a way, but it's like, yeah, you kind of copied me, even though you're not stealing from me. It's like you copied my premise. It's the whole you copied my premise, but I can't sue you.
You can't copy a genre.
No, I'm just saying.
Every single sci-fi movie.
Hold on. In reality, you can. No idea is original. That being said, you can't claim like sovereignty over that. Like, I can come up with the shooter and you make a shooter. I can't say I hold all domain to shoot. That's the thing. So yes, you can copy. You just can't claim sovereignty over certain ideas. That's property assets. Maybe if I use your tool sets and stuff like that and not tell anybody, sure. But yeah, I mean, we could all say that stuff is a copy of something.
Yeah,
it don't mean like legally it's not of any weight, but yeah, let's
like the legal conversation.
Yeah, the legal weight
for what's considered a copy legally is also very different.
And that's what I say. Yeah, it's stupid for them to like try to take it legally, but it's not stupid for them to say it. I mean, it's stupid only in the sense that people who prefer Fortnite over that are going to start the whole like jabbing at them for being babies.
The entire thing I'm going to make the point of is the only person in my mind that has the right to make those comparisons, like super heavy, is PlayerUnknown, because he's made 3 out of 4 of those games. But PlayerUnknown isn't sitting there saying,
but
like,
most people, and the reason why most people don't say that is because most people
don't say H1Z1. Nobody says that.
Most people appreciate, but we've never had a company like this. So this is that company. It's the Apple Samsung thing. Most of the things with the Apple and Samsung stuff, like 9 times out of 10 tends to just be them just pissing and moaning. And that's what I think this is. That's why I compare it to the two, because there have been tons of lawsuits between those two companies that have fallen apart because the judge looked at it and was like, really? Come up with something like actually worth your time, and then I'll listen to you. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm saying, like, I don't think like this is it makes sense to say Sony is blocking it, because Sony's not going to, like, Sony has no response. There's no response, again, especially when everybody knows that Sony's not comfortable with cross platform within consoles. So yeah, again, I don't think they're blaming Sony, but I think that it's easier to say, well,
it is easier for Sony.
I think it's easier for them. No, I think it's easier for Epic to say we're having issues with Sony, because
it's easier for the
you probably do have some issue, but you're not going to acknowledge that possibly the issue was because when we did this originally with Sony, we didn't think about this. Because let's be honest, before they probably didn't think about the idea, like, yo, we can just cross everything at first. I seriously don't think, because
I'm trying to remember if you could play. I'm trying to remember if you could play. I'm trying to remember how long it took them to put crossplay in. I don't remember how long it took them to put crossplay.
Oh shit! I want to say it took for like it to be the biggest thing.
I think it was before then.
No, it wasn't. No,
because
no. Ninja had already like started to skyrocket, and everybody was like,
I don't know about that.
I'm not saying he was where he's at now, but no, as a person who's watched Ninja over the last year and a half, me and SB can attest to this. The like fucking surge.
I'm not saying it has. I'm saying that the adding of crossplay was not just tied to like the game. Because let me see which patch notes it was.
And it's probably hard to chart because they patch that game frequently, but
once a week.
No. Once people started to realize this was a competitor for. Okay, when did they shut down Paladins?
Paragon?
Paragon. Sorry.
It officially died back in February. No,
of this year?
April of this year.
Because I feel like that's when they realized that we got it, and that's when they started to do the push. So then 4 months.
No. If you're asking when they announced the death of the game, they announced the death of the game.
No, I'm talking about the push for multi-plat.
But like what
that probably could be your starting point.
Well, then you're talking. You're talking last year. Mm-hmm. If you're going with that, then you're talking last year. Like.
So that would be what about? How long had it been out at that point?
It dropped. Fortnite Battle Royale. Let's see when the release date of this thing was. Where's the Wikipedia page? It went into early access on September 26th of last year. It didn't blow up. Because, it released simultaneously on every platform in September.
So, December, you say 2016?
September 2017. It's only been out it hasn't been out a year yet.
But they were still working on Paragons before it came out. So, Paragons died this year?
Paragon's development stopped this year. They ceased development at like the beginning of... They publicly ceased development at the beginning of this year. They came out and said that because... By the start of
3
this
months
year,
after,
maybe we'll say 3 months. We'll say 3 months. About 3 months.
That's when they started to realize and started to pump.
I would argue a little bit before then, but about
But I'm saying that would probably be like you would say between. I would say then between February and March would be the multi-play of this year. Which means that you got a good 3 months of this shit. So
I feel like it was before then.
When did the mobile? I feel like it would when would
the mobile version didn't come out. The mobile version was April. When Paragon fully shut down is when the mobile version dropped. Like that same month.
Okay, so it was March. It was late March because I'm looking at the articles when people started to talk about the crossplay, and those articles started to pop up in late March. So yeah, 3 months. Three
Wait, are
months.
you talking about the? But that's the blocking. Like that's why my question is like
I'm
when
saying maybe they started making the conversation.
the conversation came up. Yes, in March. That
No, I'm
conversation
talking
of
about
not being able to.
huh? But that's what I'm saying. This is such an it's again. I guess I can't like start to be again banging on Sony because, like I was saying, this clearly wasn't something that they kind of thought about until, like I said, in February, that shit started to go fucking nuts. And then they got it in their minds that, yo, we have a moneymaker. And then they started bringing out these different ideas. And you're telling me that, like, yeah, it may be a quote unquote button push in our minds, but you're telling me that they thought of like keeping this thing. So what you're telling me is before the 3-month period when they decided to like let's go push this envelope with the multi-platform, that they seriously thought out before, well, let's keep this a certain way unless we want to go this route. Because I got to tell you, a lot of stuff that Fortnite's doing, like while it's cool, they come off as on the fly ideas, brilliant on the fly ideas, which is what makes them amazing. Because like fucking Thanos shit, it's like, oh shit, Infinity War, but Thanos, like, come on, y'all can't tell me this was like pre-designed marketing shit. Because again, this game came out in September. I guarantee you, Marvel didn't lay the ink before Infinity War came out in the month of March.
I don't.
That's what I'm saying.
But those, like, I feel like those types of
I think we're
different
giving Epic a little too much credit for the brilliance of Fortnite because this was just something they threw together because
to be so. If I was going back,
fucking PvE game is not catching, so let's try this.
Yeah, like, they did. They tried a battle royale game.
Fucking on to success. A lot of people do not want to acknowledge this.
No, I'm not saying that, but they were already doing crossplay before this. Like crossplay was not just something that came up because of Fortnite. Crossplay existed before Fortnite.
In what game?
They migrated it over.
In what game did they do it on?
Paragon.
Epic do it? Paragon. Okay. Yeah, PC and PS4. I get it.
So it's not like the idea wasn't like the idea to say that.
No, and I'm not saying they don't do crossplay, but I'm saying this whole we need to do every platform. Because could you play Paragon with Xbox people?
The game wasn't on Xbox.
Exactly. Could you play it with Switch people?
I get where you're going, but that's like the idea again. The big conversation comes down to it's if the choice doesn't exist, the choice doesn't exist, right? Nobody is sitting up here like the conversation has forever been a thing where people are saying and arguing and presenting. Like, hey, why are the communities 100% separated? Why can't I play with?
I will say this,
and that's a business.
My thing, but part of my attitude as this, I feel it weird that how previous generations, last generation, it was never a thing.
It was
until positions flipped. No, it wasn't that big of an argument. It really wasn't.
I don't think I would say it didn't. It was like
because people were comfortable with Nintendo's stance.
The conversation, but that's what I was saying before. The conversation wasn't had because nobody was moving. Nobody was moving for cross.
I guess what I'm getting at is this is all a Western thing. Nobody else everywhere really cares.
Because like, well, technically there was a crossplay game last.
But no, I'm just saying nobody cares really except for the West. The rest of the entirety of the gaming world beyond like. Certain Western European countries, I guess we should just say England and North America, really give a fuck. That's what, and when that market shifted for those
for multiplayer games,
when it got. That's the thing. I guarantee you, if you go to Japan, nobody cares.
I disagree.
Why? I bet you. Goddamn, they don't. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay.
I think it's something that's only become a problem in the last 2 generations because of multiplayer gaming.
But not everybody is that. That's my point. Again, the Western mentality is multiplayer. It's the shit. It's not necessarily that for everybody. And if even in other places, it's only in certain things. So
I think there are more people care about
really
multiplayer.
Can't see that if I have a healthy multiplayer database, why?
Because most games don't. Most games a year out from launch don't.
So what? So what's the argument? Fortnite does on every platform it is. People are in school playing each other on their phones. Mobile has a healthy place.
Let's clarify. And this is something that only exists with, I believe.
If you were making this argument, by the way, if you're making this argument with like probably Street Fighter, I might be a lot more lenient.
Well, my issue, I don't have Sony bought Street Fighter so it couldn't be on Xbox.
Yeah, no,
like that's why like a lot of the arguments don't come up because it has gone the way of like, I am going to find a way, like it's just not going to be on that platform.
Yeah, I know. But this argument doesn't float with me that if I would pick up Fortnite today on my PS4, I have enough people to play with. So yeah, it would be cool if I.
But I don't think that's true.
I don't think
that's always true.
No, I do think it would be cool to play with my friends, but I'm not that upset that I can't play with my Xbox friend. I don't think most people are actually upset at this. So therefore, I'm trying to figure out why.
I think the idea you aren't necessarily upset about something that you have never experienced before. Fortnite is a game that I can't think of another game before.
Having played Fortnite a ton of times, I'm not upset. I'm sorry.
But I think you have
hours that you have put in.
But it's not even just that. Like, to me, as somebody that has historically gamed on 3+ platforms probably at a time, yeah, it's fucking annoying as hell to constantly be like, hey, yo, honestly, he's on Xbox, he's on PlayStation. All right,
maybe cool. I think it's though to bother me because once I pick what I want to pick, you know, I'm sorry. My mind frame is, I'm sorry I can't play with you, but it's not going to stop me from playing. And that's my thing.
It doesn't stop me from
maybe
playing.
I'm a horrible friend, or maybe it is something.
I'll put it this way, Black. It doesn't stop me from playing. But when the option is presented to me, that's a completely different conversation.
But the option is presented to me, yet it doesn't bother me. So that's my point. It's like, and these options didn't bother us 7 years ago. No, it didn't necessarily bother us 5 years ago.
More common. It wasn't like most people. Last generation had like.
But I feel like if it super bothered you, you would stop doing it, and that's me. That's always been my.
I don't actually play.
Something seriously bothers you, stop. Don't invest. Like, you find the Sony thing fucking infuriating. Fuck Sony. Go with the people who are gonna let you do everything together.
For lack of a better. I can't.
And that's where I leave the conference. That's where I leave.
And yeah, I'm not even saying you're wrong. I will just straight up say that that's kind of my current approach. If I can get it someplace other than Sony, I will probably get it there. And that's historically, like, if I can get it on PC, I'm getting it on PC.
And that's cool. And that's what a lot of people are these days when it comes to the PC thing. That's their thing. But at the end of the day, though, why should Sony move? Because it ain't gonna hurt them. Until it hurts, you just basically talking noise to them. That's the reality of it. Until it hurts, just like, again, what part of what Microsoft is doing, the narrative with we want to share, all this shit wouldn't have been coming up if it wasn't because they got hurt. You know, and that's the bottom line. They got hurt enough. And you know you had to get hurt because, again, Sony got hurt, yet Sony wasn't pushing it in last generation. All you got to be hurt enough, and then you want to do all this shit. That's all. And right now,
say this is the first.
This
is something that will be more common in the years to come.
Yeah,
just now.
until Sony gets hurt enough.
I can't think of another game. Like there's Shadowrun, but that was again Windows and Xbox, so that doesn't surprise me. That there hasn't been
shit. Portal 2, PlayStation 3.
There's never been I can't think of a game where.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is the outlier. This is the fucking outlier.
I think this is the
I would say Rocket League came close.
I think this is the progenitor.
But again, when the last time we've been sitting here complaining about the Rocket League thing? We complained about it for a couple of months. And then it went away. People got used to that. And that's why I'm saying right now, this is a fresh thing because again, you said Fortnite Battle Royale September.
This is what I'm gonna say.
In 9 months, this game has went from what the fuck is Epic doing to oh my god, this is the greatest genre in gaming history.
I think that's where you and I have the biggest disagreement. I think you think of Fortnite more as a fad.
I'm not saying it's a fad. I'm just saying the evolution of time. This is the progenitor
period
of time. We are still in the adjustment.
I think this is I think this is something that will become more common.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm not saying that's not. I'm just saying for the argument now, what the problem is. I'm just saying now. Do I think that this is going to be eventually where we're going to get to the multi-platform thing? Yeah, because I think even Sony, while I think they're still going to have some type of exclusivity in properties and stuff, I think Sony will bridge the gap when it comes to multi-plat things. Eventually,
I don't think they're going to.
It's just going to be It's just going to be a matter of.
It would be when they have.
When they feel like it exactly. When they feel like it's something that because
it's going to be a game big enough that they
I keep framing this from a business thing, but for Sony, the PlayStation is something bigger than it is for Microsoft.
They have to be Nintendo to do it.
Yeah,
and I'm perfectly fine with Fortnite being the game that people yell at them for it. Before it's 15 games they need to fix.
And you know what? Yell all you want. It's just Fortnite. Because Fortnite, I mean, I'm not saying Fortnite's a fad, but like most things, people are going to transition to the next big thing. And maybe it'll be whatever's the next big battle royale after the evolution. After the crest of Fortnite goes, maybe it'll be the next big battle royale. I'm not saying, but it's again, till they need to.
I think Fortnite is in a very good position for the years to come.
No, and again, I think Fortnite's going to be fine. But again, it's not going to change. It's I don't know why people... And it shouldn't. This game shouldn't.
I disagree.
No, it should. No, it shouldn't. If it's not... I'm just saying, it shouldn't force them if they don't want to do this. Is my position.
If it came down to wanting to do this, it would never happen.
Yeah, which is fine. I mean, again, I can't make you do what you don't want to do, and I'm not going to try to do that. As an individual, we as consumers, we always, and this is something me and you talked about a lot when it comes to gamers, and part of the things that annoys the gamers. We want what we want, but at the end of the day, we can't necessarily make them if they don't see it as something that's good for them. If they don't see it as good for them, it's like any individual, any person, any business, they don't see it as good for them. We have the right to be upset, but we also have to remember it's their decision. And if that decision annoys you enough, like you said, I'm just not going to fuck with them. The thing is, with businesses, it's kind of unique. And this is why I say Sony doesn't have to do anything, because you're just not going to fuck with them with this, but you're going to fuck with them with something else. And I think what we saw from Sony when we Ghost of Tsushima, Last of Us 2, Spider-Man, Fortnite, I got 3 things that he'll fuck with. I got 1 thing that he won't fuck with. I feel like I'm good in that arena because he's going to come back to me multiple times. So
I get what you like. Their idea is hey, we'll make single player stuff even if people keep not fucking with this multiplayer wise.
Yeah. And they have enough of
I will have this conversation with you in January of next year.
Yeah, we will. And I don't
No. I'm only gonna say that because I made a statement a long time ago, and until that happens, I cannot certify one way or the other. I cannot 100% certify one way or another how I'm going to fall until after January of next year. Because to keep it less, I made the statement that after Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out, I have no problem selling my PS4.
Yeah.
I have no problem just getting rid of the console because as much as I love this,
that's fine. You don't really play it.
It's not enough for one game every 2 months.
You know, I'm not mad at you for that.
Keeping it. Like I could keep it and just play it once every play it 4 times a year for each major Sony game that comes out.
Yeah. And honestly, I have no. I mean, I have no issue with that, even though I should never have any issue with that because that's your choice. I understand that. I totally understand that position. I'm just saying, like, from Sony's position, because you want it, don't even have to do it.
Yeah, I get that they don't have a reason to do it. Like,
there's a lot of things I would like for people to do, companies to do. But I'm not. I guess I'm getting. I guess I am old, like you call me, because I'm in that thing. Like I ain't tripping off of what you fucking do because I don't need you. You're not going to make or break how I enjoy what I enjoy.
I don't think that's that. I think Sony's in the position to have the power to do this.
Yeah, they are, but they don't want to, and I agree. At the end of the day, yeah. That again, like I said, it's not a like most of the conversations I have, even when I act like I'm upset when it comes to this game, I'm not upset. Just for people who don't realize, because I say my initial thoughts, like if I think it's stupid or good, and then I go. And I think that's one of the problems. I think like y'all keep banging on them for this. I don't know why. You have better things and other things you can do.
It takes me 2 seconds to yell about it.
Huh? Yeah, no, I'm just saying. I'm not saying you, because we probably won't have this conversation again ourselves.
It won't happen.
But like this is going to be something that's going to be
one of those things that it will like. We won't have the conversation, but it's the thing that's going to recur every time I play Fortnite. It'll just be something that's back there, and when it's inconvenient, it's inconvenient. When it's not inconvenient,
and I have to ask this seriously. You have a Switch?
My brother does.
Okay, so are you going to get a Switch? Or you just
possibly I don't know.
Or you just and maybe it's just because you can't play with your brother. So and your brother has no other means of playing with you.
PC.
Okay. Because like I've said
no,
this.
But like, and again, to me, from a personal aspect, this does not directly affect me.
Yeah,
my brother doesn't play on my PS4. I don't play on the Switch.
And like I said, like honestly, I feel like my idea, I guess, is
like it's the biggest reason why this comes up to me is like it's this idea of like being like taking. It's just an inconvenience. Like that's why I say like
honestly, and to be honest, I think it's an inconvenience of knowledge of that inconvenience. Because again,
if you have one,
you're gonna play with it. No, I'm just saying, but. In most people's scenarios in life, especially if we honestly take stock of the way that how the layout of like, you know, who plays what and with who, generally speaking, Nintendo players are going to just play within a Nintendo pool anyway. So
well, not
and most Nintendo
not with the way Fortnite works.
And like I said,
Fortnite
but I'm just saying, if you own a Switch and you're like a Nintendo only person, that's your.
Well, no, like so the way Fortnite works.
No, but you understand what I'm saying. It's not going to. It's like again,
it'll only affect somebody that comes in interaction with somebody that's playing on a different platform, which only will happen and will be completely determined by if the person's on Xbox or PS4. Basically,
but it's like
basically
again, but you didn't let me finish. It's only going to be two things. If you're a Nintendo only person and that's for some reason a big deal, even though you're just existing in your own world anyway, or if you find that one person that you feel like unless you play with them, this game will never be enjoyable to you at any point.
Well, if you're a Nintendo person, it only affects you when anything involving PlayStation comes up.
But it's only if it's to the point that you have to play with this particular group of people who you feel like you're lost without them playing this game.
Yeah.
Because again, sorry,
at that point, I do think that
Xbox people, but I don't feel, me personally, this is a personal level thing. I don't feel lost without being able to play Battlefield with them. You know what I mean? So that's where you have to be emotionally attached to playing games with this person, in my opinion, to where this is going to be like outrageous.
I think, again, it's a conversation that in most cases won't happen, because if you're paying for a game, you're probably going to just pick the platform you have the most people play it on.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, it's not going to affect. It only, like, and that's the weird thing. It only affects players when they interact with somebody on the PlayStation platform. It 100% doesn't matter otherwise.
And I disagree, because I could play with you on PC and I could run back to PlayStation and not feel.
No, but what I'm saying is, like,
wanting.
Yeah, but it only affects me
I can go if I really just wanted to play Gears with my boy Amin, and then I can't play.
But so what I'm saying is,
with him, yeah. Okay.
The way I'm saying this is, if you're on Xbox, right? The only person you can't play with is somebody on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying, unless somebody is directly interacting with the PlayStation ecosystem, they are not affected with this. And the PlayStation is only affected if they're interacting with somebody on either one of the big three competitive platforms. So the Switch or the Xbox. Those are the only people affected. If you're not a part of dealing with one of the big companies.
Yeah. But I get that. That's who, quote unquote, is affected. But it's the effect that I'm talking about. Am I upset? Like, yeah, I'm affected because I can't play with play Battlefield with my boy and me. I still am playing Battlefield though, and I'm still having fun. So what's the effect?
It's
other than
it's not a life-threatening situation.
And that's my whole point. That's why I don't get the
none of this is life-threatening.
Yeah, I know. And that's why I feel like I was like, the whole being upset thing, it just don't. I guess it just does, and I guess that's probably what I'm saying, because the being upset part doesn't register with me. I find it bad.
I disagree.
Yeah, but I don't find.
I feel like people care about certain things over others.
Yeah, and I understand. And
if Fortnite is a thing that you play all the time, and maybe you can't play with your friends.
And you know what? I understand that some people feel a lot stronger about these things than me. I'm just saying, for my, like, if we're going to have this like argument like we have, because we always have like these arguments, we're not arguing with each other, by the way, as far as I hate him and he hates me. You know, it's just that when we make these arguments, my position is probably going to be like, yep, most of this stuff ain't going to like bother me, and your argument is this is something that you feel like is important to you. That's what I'm saying. I'm just like, I guess I'm just trying to frame it like, yeah, this is just only going to be for those who feel that way, I guess. I mean, again, I totally understand Sony's being dicks in a way. I'm not even going to deny that. I mean, shit. I thought Sony were being dicks when they did the whole share game thing. I thought they were being dicks, especially when they did the whole last. Oh, we got Call of Duty now. It's like, okay, cute.
I didn't like it when Xbox did it. I'm still not.
Yeah, and I didn't like when Sony did it. I'm not saying I like when Sony did it, but like,
I don't look at it. I personally don't look at it as like, hey, Microsoft did it, so Sony can do it back.
And I don't either. I don't think, because like, you know, I do also have to question though, like, why certain elements weren't upset when Microsoft did it, because I was upset when Microsoft did it. I was upset when Sony did it. Even though I find the humor in it, I didn't appreciate it.
I think it's because like you're not locked into one platform. Like, again, if the only thing you ever touch is a PlayStation platform, then the question can be just straight up proposed: why do you care? It's not going to affect you.
But no, and I don't. Like, again,
but I'm saying, like, there are people that do care. People want their thing to be the number one, period. And they're happy when they, like, I couldn't beat you at the thing, but now I can, and I beat you every time, so I'm gonna gloat about it.
But you're number one to me, so. And the other, I say that jokingly, but at the same time, that's my position. If I really, really like something, good for me. And I guess that's why people don't like having these conversations with me, like outside of people like you, who have rationale and sense. Because like again, going back to the Apple Samsung thing, that's an argument that I get people infuriated off all the time. Because I've had a Samsung phone for 10 years now. People have been swearing to me up and down that I'm the stupidest person in the world for preferring that platform. And I just like, I guess to them, dickishly be like, I'm able to do this, this, and this, and this is what I want to do. That's cool that you got that, but
I think the big thing is, people for the most part don't know how to phrase it. They just want to understand why you made the decision that you did,
but they don't,
or are hurt by the decision that you. That's what it is 9 times out of 10. People like the question ends up to feeling like they're saying like, hey, why did you pick this thing? Because I think you're wrong. But in reality, they just want to know why you picked the thing. And most of the time it's because they expected you to pick something different and they don't understand, and they are trying to understand. And there's actually a select small few that are actually hurt by the decisions of other people. Like the incredibly small 1% that actually care what somebody else does with their time, money, and energy. Most people just want to know, like, hey, like, you didn't buy an Xbox. Why? I thought that we could play together.
But this is the thing. You say that, but I feel like if I tell you why, you shouldn't continually bother me about it. That's my.
That's the thing. Understanding is something that is not guaranteed, even if you know the why.
Yeah. So I don't need you to continue because you're clearly not going to understand. You get. I myself maybe I have the like weird 3 rule because. But actually, something more than 3 times, clearly I'm not going to understand it. So why continue to ask you? And it's only in certain things that I have a exception for, and it's generally in moral things, like product wise. Nah. Now, if I ask you, why are you continually hanging around high schools when you're 30 years old, trying to talk to these girls? Yeah, that's something I'm gonna pester you about. but
to some people, that's not an issue that they even care about. Who somebody wants to date. I mean, generally, as long as they're 18.
No, I'm just framing though. That's me. My thing is, my exception is morality. All this like stuff, hardware stuff, like it's fun to talk about. It's fun to debate. But after the debate, I'm going to probably go and finish Detroit. and yeah, then after I do the podcast, of course, and then.
But yeah, Nintendo's entire conference.
And you're probably going to talk about tens of other things other than like
Nintendo's conference was good.
Yeah, and I'm sorry that the funny thing is most of this has been about anything but Nintendo.
Yeah,
which is hilarious. It shows you how short it was. But what's your grade for Nintendo after we've gone on this long? By the way, if you never listened to the Mouse Clicks or Joysticks podcast, this is what you're gonna get. So
B plus.
Don't like this. Stay away.
B plus.
Yeah, I want to give them an A.
They didn't have anything that was,
but yeah,
a really big surprise. They had some.
I'll give them an A from Nintendo fan base perspective, but from just person just watching a thing, like I did with all the others, and just critiquing it as a thing. Yeah, B is my grade.
I guess I would say, if you're a Smash fan or if you're pretty much a Smash fan, you're probably happy. If you're anything else, if you were looking for anything else, Nintendo kind of said, hey, all that other shit's on the back burner this year. We're going to get Smash out and probably see you in January for another Direct with more information.
Well, and that's the thing about Nintendo. They have plenty of Directs, and they're going to do plenty of all-day things.
Yeah. Nintendo did all right. They did what they needed to do. It all looked good. They had some surprises with the big thing being all the characters in Smash. It's a good thing. It was worthy of being one of the big 3. It was worthy of our time. It was not as bad as whatchamacallit. as
It's funny because you keep saying the
Square.
Square thing is bad. And I don't think it's bad, but I also think like, yeah,
Now, like if
they
you went into it expecting something else, I get why you'd be frustrated. If you wanted a new Animal Crossing or you wanted like
no, I'm talking about the Square thing. I'm talking about,
I don't give Square like my thing is if you are it's the idea of you do not have a headline event and do that.
and that's why I understand where people are coming from, because I'm sitting here like, I don't think what they did was bad, but I think it's bad from the perspective of, hey, you made a point of making this like something that you're going to tout.
To everybody else out there, I'm going to clarify this with you as well, Black. If Bethesda didn't have the announcements they had, they're right in that same boat of like, so you just got on stage to be dicks to your fans.
No. Okay, let me put it this way: what Square did, is they did that Kanye West song for people, where like how he did that song, how he builds up his whole this like shit right here. Mm-hmm. This shit is gonna be the dopest shit you're gonna hear, and then he comes with the poopity scoop thing, and it's like, okay, dude.
But at least Kanye was funny. It was trash.
But that's the thing. Yeah, they did the setup. They did the setup, but you can't tell me that it's stuff that you saw there wasn't nothing that interests you. That's what I'm saying. It's like, okay, you showed some stuff that looks cool, but you so built this moment up so much that it's like, dude, why'd you do that? That's some fucked up. That's some bullshit.
I don't think I built it up. Like, part of it, I feel like is us still.
Yeah, I think part of it is us, and I think it's mostly you, like, because you probably were looking for your goddamn, like, what do you mean? More epic Kingdom Hearts thing.
No, I'm fine. Look, whatever. Go back to the video, people. What did I say? I just want Kingdom Hearts to have a release date. That's all I wanted out of E3. I got what I wanted.
Secretly inside, this man was pining hard.
But I don't care beyond that.
His heart was bursting.
Because, like, if you are not in my top 5, you will not affect me emotionally if you are not in my top 5.
He's trying to like show like, I'm a man right now.
Like what? No, what are these people? Project Red made it happy. CD Projekt Red made me happy as fuck. One of my favorite developers dropping the shit that I've been waiting on. It's cool.
It's fine.
All right, so how many of your predictions were right, Black?
Not many. Hey, I'm not even gonna lie. I mean, I got some cool predictions. Like I got the Bethesda thing right. That was cool. I got. I mean, if you're just doing this just to bring up the Kingdom Hearts thing, that's.
I'm not. Nah.
Yeah,
I have that. I have that. Hey, like you said, I can be Sony. I'm good. I'll be Sony this right now, and 10 years ago, I would be Microsoft. I'm all good.
Mm-hmm. Son of a bitch. No. I mean, no, I was the fun of the predictions for me is just to be saying shit, just to see what happens.
No, I didn't know. It's about being right.
No, I really don't, because some of the things that we say is you don't want to be right.
You the one that you had me toss out some random ass prediction. Like, what's the most outlandish thing you can think of? Which I was off. They didn't release a new Xbox. It exists.
Yeah. In the minds of R&D.
You're going to be mad when next year they drop a new Xbox.
No, I'm not, because...
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't anger me. It would confuse me, but like anger. Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's like everything Microsoft has done that. I don't have a positive outlook on. It's been
next time I just need Square Enix to get on stage and just cancel Final Fantasy.
That wouldn't anger me. I don't know why the fuck you made the remake anyway.
Wow, disrespect.
Seriously, I don't. I honestly don't. Like, that's why I wish you were. I guess you were with me, because we did that one live, and when they showed that, when they showed the reveal for Final Fantasy VII Remake, that was that was 2013, and we were all in the live stream. Me, you, Shaz, and I forget who else.
A bunch of other people. Yeah.
And y'all, like a couple of y'all were like hyped, but I was just sitting here laughing to myself, like,
because you old and you don't have the energy. All right, you didn't take your pills.
No,
no, it's all right. It's all right.
No, it's not because nostalgia. It doesn't rate high anymore for me. But no, I'll laugh.
That's because you're old.
I laugh.
Back in my day,
I saw grown men cry.
Back in my day, I cried over us moving from 32 to 64 bit.
I actually didn't. Because remember, I did get an N64 and I got rid of it for PlayStation because I couldn't get Final Fantasy. So I was like, I'll play Final Fantasy here. And I kept it moving. Still love Nintendo. Love you, Nintendo.
Nah, you just disrespecting Nintendo.
It's like my exes, Yeah, I still have love for you.
Y'all live in Texas?
You don't. Actually, no. It's weird.
It's a Drake lyric. All my exes live in Texas. Ignore me.
Oh, again, Drake doesn't register with me, so man, okay, cool. Cool on you, Drake. Anyway, but no, it's just like, yeah, it was some good times, but you ain't doing what I need you to do for me, and this ain't working. So, cool.
Okay.
I'm not mad at you. Yeah, love you.
Yeah, you are.
I ain't fucking with you.
He when we get off, when we finish the podcast, he's gonna be like, ah, why are they doing that? And he yells relentlessly. Hurts my ears.
What? Sure. Yeah. Let's keep that narrative, please.
See, he didn't even deny it.
I let the internet believe what they want because that's what they're gonna do anyway. Hey,
you're the reason Cade died.
Oh man. Okay, so this is how I want to end this because I need to end this whole thing, this E3 rigmarole. Now that we've made,
we got to do that on the next when we do the actual podcast.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because man, fucking, why wasn't it Zavala? Is all I need to know.
Because nobody would care. Like I need the hunters to stop acting like hunters need somebody
about Titans.
Hunters need somebody. First off. Let's make clear. Nobody cares about hunters. They care about Cade. If Cade was a Titan, if Cade was a warlock, and that's saying something, people would care about.
Actually, not really, because I love me some. I love her too.
No, like the issue is that hunters always got to try to make themselves the center of the situation. I said Cade. I didn't say a hunter. No. I didn't say nothing. I said Cade died
because we cool.
Cade is cool. All right, like that is the issue. Cade is cool. Hunters are.
When I lock your bitch ass at that bow, let's see what.
I'll put up a bubble and stand inside and stare at you. The bubble blocks the bow shot.
No, because I'm not going to shoot the bow until you try to come up with your like fucking super. And I'm like, all right.
I'm gonna stand in my bubble and tell you.
I can wait you out. Hunters are patient. Hunters are patient.
No, you can't. No, y'all aren't. Yes, I'll fidget like crackheads.
No.
Cade is literally known for running off and doing random shit.
Because he knows he can do it.
No. Literally his best friend.
We're confident.
Died. Literally his best friend died, and that's why he has the job he has.
That's fine.
He's irresponsible.
His friend was like, that's fine. You can take this. I got it. We good. We good.
This is the issue of hunters, chat. People that are watching this video comment section.
Again, the Gator Arm Brigade.
Y'all aren't all bad.
Gator Arm Brigade.
Gator Arm Brigade? What?
That's what I call Titans. Because your arms are short. When you do that fucking punch, the short arm, that shit. It's the Gator arm.
Y'all need a knife to extend y'all's reach.
We can stab you up close because I will bang you out with that knife up close too.
At least,
but I love throwing the knife because it's just fucking fun.
No, because y'all are fragile.
No, because we're dicks.
You're little dainty.
We're dicks. That's all. We know we can kill you up close.
No,
but we're gonna kill you from afar because it annoys you.
You literally can't.
It annoys you when that shit happens. Be honest, like especially in Destiny 1. Be honest. That shit infuriates you when you
no. A throwing knife's not the issue. My issue is that hunters have a tendency to run away constantly.
Yeah,
Warlocks will stand and fight you.
Yeah, I'd stand there like your big fucking.
No, you won't. You'll run around the corner and hide.
No, I'm talking about Titan. Stand there with your big bulky ass like you're invincible. I got you.
Because y'all will just run away and it's like, all right, let me go chase this little flea.
That's on you. You should have picked a better armor set.
Titans are actually objectively the best.
Like until you can get with me at that shoulder, I'm telling you like and honestly, I could say this as like any class, I don't run, so you ain't gonna get that run shit from me.
Titans are the best class.
Like I will evade bullets.
No,
I ain't running from shit.
Y'all literally have a move that is like y'all ducking out the way. Again,
sure, I'm not gonna spin. But again, who fucking like is ducking? But how's that stupid? You're going to hit me. Why am I again? Are you going to say, "Oh,
I get it"? Y'all can't take no.
Are you? This car is going to hit me. I'm not.
I just want to make a point. Don't go on the smart. Y'all's representative is Cade. My man got himself trapped. He don't know how to listen. Nah,
that's Cade. I'm sorry, but
Cade is y'all's representative. Zavala may be a boring fuck, but he's a leader.
Yeah, that's why he sits at home while he sends you out. Like, go ahead.
Was he not on Mars? Who was on Mars helping us during war? Oh wait, you ain't got. Oh wait, what was Osiris doing?
And Cade are the best. Zavala is
Zavala saved their asses.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, you acting like the start of Destiny.
I'm gonna stand at the beachhead and tell you what to do. Just go
and block literally every bullet.
No, I'm no.
No, that's exactly what happened. You know it too.
Your little shield. I find it funny that you're talking about the fragility of someone when you got a shield.
No, we literally have a shield that is comprised of our willpower.
Myself in this armor, in this shield.
Our willpower protects you.
I'm a turtle.
We're the wall that stands between you and conflict.
Turtle. It's fine. It's okay.
Look, it's our chat. If
I can't reach you because my arms are like.
If you're watching this is the simple way. Titans are the oldest siblings. Warlocks are the youngest. And hunters are just the awkward middle kids that nobody really cares about.
In other words, Titans are the older guy. Warlocks are the younger,
innovative,
younger sibling that we like, and hunters are the cool kid that everybody wants to hang around.
Name one middle kid that's the cool kid.
Kate.
He's a robot. He's not a kid.
He's the 6. I'm sure there's another 6 behind him. Middle kid.
No, that's not how it works. 6 has to do with how many times he's been rebooted.
That's what I'm saying. I'm sure there's going to be 6. There's 6 other copies waiting.
That's not how that works.
They're not cool yet.
That's not how that works.
Shut up. I'm changing the lore. I'm changing it.
No, you're not.
The lore has changed.
No, it hasn't. We're gonna keep doing this.
Lore Master, no.
I'm just gonna let Bife talk to you. Like Bife, handle this man. Educate him.
I know what the lore is. I just like fucking with you and your Titans. Even though I will say this, like all kidding aside, I like playing as Titans as a third because I just love running into stuff. Because again, you're fucking. Can turtle yourself and you can annoy people. And then once you come out of your shell, you just smash the shit out of them, which makes it even more annoying. So there's a fun element to Titans because it's like
Titans are also bulky, the symbol of freedom in America. We are Captain America.
Okay, we're getting a little too overboard, but yeah.
Nah,
because I'm a tank, I couldn't take shit. Like tanks are always fun because they annoy people because you have to hit tank, and that's why you do it because you're a dick. I get it. I'm
not a dick. I don't hit people.
I get it. You're a tank.
I play the game. I play y'all's game.
No, I get it. Being a tank, yeah. I play y'all's game. I don't have to be good.
I
can just fuck you up regardless.
We're the ones that
SB will agree with me.
She plays a hunter too. She's part of the problem.
She also plays a warlock too. So like us, we know these are the first two. These are the first two.
They actually all right.
These are for, and then Titan is like,
Run
okay,
without Titans.
we'll
Run
do
without
this.
Titans.
We will
Run
do
without
this.
Titans. Run without Titans. Run the raids without Titans. Completely.
Yeah, like Tank, go stand in front of this. Sure. No, psh, I appreciate you, Bullet Sponges.
Literally
I
eat a
appreciate you,
break.
Bullet Sponge.
You
Yo,
are bugs, and we are the shields that keep
your
you
bullets,
alive.
yeah, stand in the front while we do the work. I
No,
completely
that
again.
is absolutely the
Be
opposite
the
of how it works.
shield. Be the meat shield. I love that. I love you, meat shields.
Okay. Okay. No, I want just let us turn against some hunters. Look, just know, chat, the person that will actually save Cade will be a Titan.
Oh man. No, it's gonna be a core.
What? No.
It's gonna be a core or Cyrus or nobody else. No, it's gonna be Eros because Eros is gonna come out of somewhere. She's gonna save him and then she's gonna kill everybody at once because we still haven't seen Eros bring her wrath.
Saint 14 saves the world from the future.
Well, yeah, because that shit protects the fuck out of you like extra bubble. I cocooned you.
Mm-hmm. He's a hater. Right. That's why his person died.
Yeah, okay. No, that's because Bungie's haters.
No.
That's because fucking Bungie.
Y'all had too much shit. Y'all always gloating about everything, so y'all need to be taken.
Take us down a peg. Okay, but killing our leader, that's fine. When you're the best, people got to do things to knock you down. It's fine. All right. Anyway,
I believe the actual historical statement is, and I quote, hubris comes before a fall, pride before a fall. I feel like y'all died because literally Zavala told him to calm down.
So
he can't. He actually can't. This is an entire lore thing that I could get into right now.
He will reboot because he's Cade. And by the way, like I'm joking because I know he's not dead anyway. So
I disagree. I think he is very quick aside. My speculation for what's going to happen is he's going to replace the voice of whoever is currently our ghost. I don't remember who it is, but he's going to replace that and become our ghost because people have been complaining about our ghost voice.
But you know what? At the same time, I'm fine with that because that means that Cade is everywhere. But he's not that's a win. I don't care. He doesn't because he's going to still talk kind of shit. I guarantee you, if they make him a like ghost, he is going to celebrate the hunters more than anybody else.
No, he won't.
Yes, he will.
He'll celebrate the Guardians because unlike
I guarantee you, because it fits with Cade's personality.
Unlike the most hunters, he is not as prejudiced and racist.
I ain't say he's prejudiced. He's proud.
No, he's prejudiced.
Proud. Oh, now you said
the KKK was proud.
No, you say he's not, but now you're saying he is. Which one is it?
He's proud of being a guardian, of being a human being. All lives matter, all right?
He's proud of being a hunter.
All lives matter, Black.
But he still got pride. Shit, I'm proud to be Black, but I but I don't hate anything else.
I'm gonna need you to say this, and then I'm just gonna send the clip to Sumo. Ayo, Sumo, address this on y'all's podcast tonight.
No, he knows how I feel. And like he does, we've had this conversation, oddly enough. That's the funny part. You can be proud of yourself and not be a dick about it.
You're not being a dick. You're being a dick. Cade's not being a dick. Cade just does Cade.
Mm-hmm. And Cade knows deep down inside they're the best, but it's fine.
No, he's happy to just be able to help.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm done here.
All right, I'm done fucking with you. And it's just so. Let me stop. And to preference for people who are going to come at me, I'm being facetious, guys. So calm the fuck down. He knows I don't. I just like poking fun at him. So yes, no, I do. Yeah, whatever. Now, some other people I know, on the other hand, might not feel that way, where they're not being joking. And they're serious about that shit. Because I've had enough like people tell me like I'm stupid for not playing Warlocks and shit like that. You know? Yeah. No genetics. Just because you love Warlocks don't mean that it's the only thing that lasts in the world. God damn it.
I'm gonna go watch Fortnite. Shout out to the homie TSM Myth. I'm gonna need him to clutch this out right quick.
Yeah.
Take the dub.
Too bad he can't play on Nintendo.
He can actually, because he's not stupid to play on a PlayStation. Fucking asshole, Sony. Sony's to blame for all the problems in the community.
Yes, they are, and that's why they win it. I was like, no, let me stop because I'm gonna piss people off, and I'm just being an asshole just to be it for fun. Because it's good to see y'all mad. All right, my Gator Arm Brigade friend. Thank you.
I'm not talking to you. You called me Gator Arm. I'm that you will. You no longer have my shield.
And you know, I'm just about now. I am going to actually. You will be Master Frodo. You will now be Master Frodo without Aragorn or Sam, just so I can join your parties because I need to.
You will be. You will now be Master Frodo without Aragorn or Sam. You're just by yourself. You just end up failing because you're alone.
That's fine.
No,
fine. I will join you on PC. I'm gonna actually look and see how much if they're still doing a sale now on the PC copy because I feel
for what?
Huh?
For what game?
Destiny.
It's what do you mean? It's over. The $12 deal?
Huh?
The $12 deal?
Oh, that is it's still cheap. It's $30 now.
Give me a second. Hold on. Let me check something. Don't leave yet. Well, you can close out the podcast. Let me see. I might have a call.
All right. So as we go into our Destiny stuff, again, thank you guys. Appreciate you. Don't worry about the code because I'm gonna get it anyway. I feel like I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for the PC version when Forsaken come out.
I was just gonna give away the key. This way you don't have to spend as much.
Oh, I mean, you don't have to. It's a sweet of you. Can you reach far enough to?
Okay.
All right, I'm stop. I'm gonna stop.
All the hunters in my raid group are gonna have problems because of you.
And I apologize in advance.
all of them are getting shit for this. Blame him, not me.
I apologize in advance, my fellow hunters. You're the best. But anyway, thank you guys for coming, listening. I know we went off on a big tangent at the end, but we did enjoy the show because Nintendo was not long enough to fill the whole thing. So hey, we had to fill stuff for you.
People gonna be some. Y'all barely talked about Nintendo.
Cut the shit off when you get to that point. But no, seriously, apologies, seriously, but we did go off on a weird thing. It was Nintendo related, if that makes you feel better.
Nintendo and Xbox are saving video games.
Yeah, cool. Good for them. Anyway, I was such a jerk. I love it. Thank you again. Appreciate you guys, and we will have another episode of Mouse Clicks and Joysticks to wrap up E3 as a whole, as far as what we like best, what we hated the most. And I can poke fun at this guy some more from a distance because he can't reach me. All right. Take it easy, everybody. Say goodbye to the people, sir. Goodbye to the people. Peace.
Bye. Fighting you.